guys, I've got another one for you, but today it is nothing to do with a Land Rover. It is an actual ceiling fan installation. My family got a lot of my other main things I need to get done, so I can ease into some other things here and there. So today I'm taking down an old ceiling fan that is makes a lot of noise and doesn't give the right kind of light, so we're changing it out with another one, and hope you like this video. Okay guys, I've taken the screws out of the top. There's 4 screws in this one for the base. Taking all of them out and taking the globe off. It's right here. I think it was 3 screws, and then I'm going to take all these fan blades off by removing these bolts that hold the fan blades in. Okay guys, I've got the blades off, and then that allowed that base piece to come off. So now all I got to do is take these screws here on both sides out, and as it's coming down I'm going to take the wire nuts loose and just let it come on down to the bed here, and I will put the wire nuts back on those wires just for safety. Okay guys, I got those bolts out. I just got to undo these wires, and I'm going to check to make sure I've got the switch off. And usually on a light, if you got the switch off, you can check for power, and it will be off if the light's off. So you can do like a quick change without having to go down to the breaker box. But always check. And I've got a little tool to do that. It's checks for electricity. It's this one's by Greenlee. I've got it on now, and I'll show you what it does when there is electricity. See, this outlet has electricity present, so it goes off when I get close, when it's on. Okay, I've got 2 wires. This is the one that should be hot if it was hot. This is the neutral. Touching the wires and they're not making any noise, so that should be safe. So I'm going to unhook those wires and finish taking this off so we can put the new one on. Okay guys, I've got a problem. This metal box is actually loose, and it is not the kind you need for a ceiling fan, so I'm going to have to replace that. And one wire that I wouldn't have had to use that was inside the box was hot, so I had to go downstairs and figure out which circuit to cut off, and I finally found it. So I am good to remove this box now. So I'm going to try to get this box out so I can put a box that'll carry the load of a ceiling fan in. Alright guys, I really wouldn't want to have to show how to put one of these in, but I've got the old box out and it was a mess. A lot of prying. I didn't have the power anymore, so I couldn't take a sawzall to cut the nails out, so I pried them out. Basically you just shove this new bar up in there, and you just take a wrench. You can push on it and just twist it as far as you can without a wrench, but once it gets hard to do, you take a wrench, put it on this right here, and you just tighten it till it you could just about hang on it in between 2 2x4s, and you poke holes in your box that goes over there. There's a hanger that goes over the bar, and fixing to put the hanger on there and put the box in there and run the wires through. Okay guys, that was not fun. I had to totally figure out what every wire was, where I pulled all the wires out of that box, and it wasn't fun at all. But I finally figured out which wires were for real, and got it put back together, but I hadn't started the fan yet, so I'm gonna unbox the fan and get it ready to go, and then I'll try to put it up, and I'll show you my trick here. Alright, it's all wired together the way it's supposed to be. I'm not even sure if it was wired right to begin with. It had the wrong box, it was loose. And I'm going to have to do some creative patchwork here now that I've got the box installed correctly. And a little trick here is before you put your fan up, if you just take a light, which I just happen to have this one in the attic, and it's just wired just basically so I can use it as a test tool, and it's working with the switch. So the switch over here, I had to get it loose and test it to make sure it works. So off and off up here, on over here, on up there. Alright guys, I've got all the parts out for the fan, so I'm ready to put the fan in. I'm going to assemble these blades first. And this is the blade. I'm going to flip it upside down. Pick the side I want to show, and I'm going to put it on the blade here, and then I'm going to shoot these little 3 screws into each one to get that going. Okay guys, I've got all 5 blades assembled. Now I'm going to get the base plate put on up here at the top. Okay guys, let's put this plate on. I get the grounding wire to go up in here. And there we go. There we go, finally got it started. Alright, it's up there, guys. Alright, guys. It has got a holder here. It's like a hook, and you can hook the whole thing in there. So you gotta hold it up, which is great, but that kind of cuts off, you know, our wire in here where you can't really see it. I'll see if I can move the camera. Little trick here where I'd had to push that green one up in there and do it before I pulled it through. What I did was I cut it in two. That way I didn't have to take this back off again, and stripped it. So I've got 3 wires here, and I just gotta put a nut on them, and I don't have to take this back apart. Okay, got the ground done. Got some extra wire nuts. Just in case. That's getting tight. Alright, there's only one switch and you need 2 power sources. So for this one, it's going to be black and blue together for hot. On the white one, it was just the white to the white. This is going to be black and blue to the black, just the hot. Switch is off. And the hot wires are technically underneath this plate with it off. That does not mean that something couldn't flow through on a neutral. So you want to make sure you just don't touch the wires if you don't have the switch cut off. Alright, it's wired up. It should work. So that's the electrical. Looks like the bolts that hold this on are right here. And if I come up, maybe I'm supposed to take it off the hook. I'm going to loosen these bolts. Oops, I dropped one. I think I only have to take 2 of them out. Let's see if I can line these holes up. I can get that off. There it is. Right now it should line up. That's that one. Twisted it. Alright, it's twisted up there. So now I gotta put these little bolts that I took out back in. Single holes, and they should just thread in there. Do them by hand so they don't strip. This one's see if I can just shoot this one in. I'm not seeing it. It's not lining up. There it is. It's in there. Alright, it's completely secure up there. The wires are done. Now, very importantly, this piece needs to go on next before you put the blades on, or you're gonna be crying. There it is. Just slides on those grooves. It's my least favorite part, is the putting these fan blades on. Once you figure out where to start them, which I'd already looked and counted how they go around to make sure. Sometimes you can start them in a bad place. You just want to do one at a time all the way around till you finish. Fans up, blades are on. Got the cover off for the lights. These wires ready to plug right in. Okay, blue is going to be the hot, which is black as well. So blue to black, and then white to white. Just got to make sure the wires are up in there. Get back. So I got to slide in right there. Must be a trick here. There it is. So a groove for that switch. So it'll only go in one way. And start that little screw. Tricky on this one. There it is. One more over here. Okay. Last one. I'm not going to use these light bulbs. This is a good time before you go any further. Just to test one. Let me see if I can get one of the wires. Probably work. These are soft white. We usually only use the daylight bulbs. It's technically up. I'll get the switch. Fan comes on. So the fan works. Pull the switch for the light. The light comes on. That's good. So I'm going to put the switch back off. We got 3 globes or light covers to put on, and these just screw tight. No tool to put on them. So you just do them by hand. You got to do them before you put the light bulbs on. There it is. Let's you screw them, loosen them up enough that it'll go in there, and you just tighten it back down. You want to be careful not to, you want it snug, but you don't want it so tight that you break the glass. This one's facing me, so I can actually see how far to back these little screws out. Oops, got a cord. It still doesn't want to fit in there. dropped another one. Hopefully one will hold it. Light domes are on. There's one more thing to do. That is the pull strings. And they usually now have a little symbol on them. This one has a fan blade on it and this one has a light bulb. So I'm going to put the light bulb one here on the middle one because I know that's for the light. This other one will be the fan. And that's it. Job is complete. I'll flip the switch back on. And it doesn't have light bulbs in it yet. I'm going to go get some daylight bulbs for it, and it'll be ready to go. Alright guys, that ends another one. Hope you like this fan install video. It's a little bit more than I wanted to do. I was hoping I could just pull the fan down and put another one up, but I knew there was something going on with the old one since it wobbled so much. So now this one should be good and firm up there with a new fan bracket holding the box in. So yeah, I think it's a good one, and hope I helped you out. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you liked the video.